Well, because we had a small local bank that couldn't really handle what we were wanting to do. And so that's when we started reaching out to
Yeah.
other banks, and then we went through State Bank Financial, and they basically immediately were like, "We're doing an SBA loan. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what this is meant for. This is going to be perfect, all that stuff." And then, um, so yeah, I mean, it was what was nice was being able to the projections at first, like having to do those projections was a lot. For
Yeah.
like a family business who hadn't kept the best records of stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're pretty
Yeah.
good, but
Yeah.
and then to have to go back and do all that. But I like really, really like that we did it, or I like doing that part of it. It really puts a lot of stuff into perspective.
Yeah.
And then I liked that um, at UWL we could go
Yes.
to was Mike
Oh, he was awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
and like walk us through stuff, and he would always
Yeah.
even reach out if we hadn't talked to him for a while, like what's going on, if
Yeah.
you guys need help with anything.
Yeah, it kind of was for me too, is yeah, like Nolan said, I always used the same bank for every one of my businesses. I knew the people, they were my clients. So it was a really hard transition for me to leave that bank, but they were great about it. And it was just the new chapter in my life. So my experience with the SBA loan stuff has been phenomenal. Like when we started the process to now, I'm just so grateful. And all the phone calls and all the conversations was just the next step that I needed to take for the bigger business. And if we didn't have the UWL people, like he was so great about laying everything out for us and saying, "Oh yeah, Marcie, you can do this or this. You might need some work here or this." And it really helped all of us just kind of look at it in a different way. And my financial guy worked with them, JR, quite a bit, and it just made it like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna work."
Because when we decided to do this, it's like you start looking at numbers and you're like, we can't. There's
Yeah.
no way. What are we talking about here? And then you start talking, they're just like, no, we can do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There are a lot. It's more encouraging to have like people to talk to about that stuff along the way.
Yeah.
How like, no, you can do it. Let's just figure it out instead of, feeling overwhelmed and not,
Yeah.
and then shutting down or not doing something because
Yeah.
we don't think we can. But then it's like,
Well, and just looking 5 years ahead was a big deal for me too, because I don't look ahead. I'm a moment person. So I buy a building and I just work, 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 and then I don't ever look at the numbers. So when we were doing like the 3 to 5 year projections, I was like, okay, this is how a business is supposed to work. Like you're supposed to have help. And so that was really helpful to me. I mean, and he looks at all the graphs and stuff. And that was kind of why I was never stressed, because my natural how my business was growing, they were showing me, and it was going to be okay, and it has been. So yeah, it was like a trust thing for me, like seeing it on paper. What about you? And same thing?
Yeah, so I don't have too much to add.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.